We have never turned to a simplistic, self-involved gas bag of a candidate.
Tom Hanks has been an iconic figure in both Hollywood and American public life for over 4 decades, from winning the Presidential Medal of Freedom to his bitter thoughts on Donald Trump. His political voice has been as loud as any role he's taken on the big screen. For a very well-known actor who is highly respected in American culture, Hanks is also known as an intelligent and well-spoken political figure. He may not be known solely for his politics, but his views add to the complexity of such a profound and revered personality. But before we dive into his stance on Trump and democracy, let's rewind a bit and look at the man himself. If you like our content and want to see more, please click the subscribe button to get notified when we post new videos. The actor who became America's dad. Tom Hanks has been a household name for decades, but his rise to fame started with the hit TV series Bosom Buddies in the early 1980s. Playing a fun, cross-dressing character, the show propelled him into the spotlight, showing off his comedic timing and charm. From there, his career skyrocketed with iconic roles in Big, Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan, and Castaway. His characters are often the good guy, someone you root for, someone who reflects what many people think of as the best of American values: kindness, humility, and strength in adversity. In 2016, his incredible contributions were recognized on a national scale when President Barack Obama awarded him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Obama praised him not only for his acting, but for the way he embodied the decency and grace that America prides itself on. It was an honor that acknowledged not just his talent, but the person behind the roles, a man deeply connected to American culture and values. Speaking of which, if there's one thing Hanks has been clear about, it's his distaste for Trump, especially after that infamous Access Hollywood tape. Hanks and Trump's Access Hollywood tape. The tape captured Trump boasting about his ability to take advantage of women due to his celebrity status, infamously saying, "When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab 'em by the pussy." This was more than just inappropriate locker room talk for Hanks, and he fired back at the tape saying,
I'm offended as a man. I'm not offended as a husband or a father. I'm offended as a guy.
He found it disgraceful that someone running for the highest office in the country could speak so flippantly about such serious issues. These words represented a deep problem. Hanks even questioned whether Trump took his role as president seriously. Like many others, the actor wondered whether the former president truly understood the gravity of the oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. After all, Trump has mentioned the idea of killing the Constitution if he becomes president again. Hanks believes that many of Trump's actions and statements undermine the very principles he was supposed to uphold. Our democracy and the Constitution are sacred, and anyone who holds the office of president must take those responsibilities to heart. This skepticism is not uncommon among critics of Trump, who have raised concerns about his willingness to challenge long-standing democratic norms. Hanks shares the worry that Trump's leadership style could do lasting harm to the country's democratic institutions. Hanks' thoughts on democracy under Trump. Tom has long believed in America's capacity to improve and move forward a more perfect union. In fact, he has frequently referenced this ideal when discussing the country's political landscape. However, with Trump in the White House, Hanks admitted that the country was facing significant challenges. In a 2024 interview, he pointed out that while there is always a reason to worry in the short term, the long-term trajectory of America has often been one of progress. He said, "Our Constitution says, 'We the people,' in order to form a more perfect union." This phrase, from the preamble of the Constitution, has been a guiding principle for Hanks, who believes that the nation's journey toward justice and equality is an ongoing process. But while Hanks remains optimistic in the long run, he has also voiced concerns about the immediate future. When asked if he was worried about democracy under Trump, he acknowledged that there were indeed reasons to be concerned. He highlighted the change in norms and the threats posed to democratic institutions. but also noted that America has been through tough times before and came out stronger. In his words, "It will be fine. We've come out of bigger holes." Citizenship and American values. Hanks has also spoken about the ongoing reckoning America is facing with its own identity. He believes that the country is at a crucial point in determining what it means to be an American. With rising political polarization and debates over issues like immigration, race, and economic inequality, Hanks feels that the country must reflect deeply on its values. In his view, the Trump presidency exposed many of the hidden divisions in American society, but it also offered an opportunity for growth. Hanks has suggested that this moment in history is a time for Americans to reconsider what kind of nation they want to be. Do they want a country that lives up to its ideals of freedom and equality, or one that falls prey to fear and division? Working with Clint Eastwood. Another interesting layer to Hanks' political evolution is his relationship with Clint Eastwood, who directed him in the film Sully. Eastwood, who has his own complex political history, endorsed Donald Trump in 2016, but later distanced himself from him during the 2020 election cycle. Despite these political differences, Hanks has expressed admiration for Eastwood as a director. He described Eastwood as a man who runs a tight ship on set, but their working relationship has remained professional, even amid contrasting political beliefs. Hanks, in fact, is someone who believes in maintaining civility, even when you don't agree with someone politically. He's talked about the importance of engaging in difficult conversations and trying to find common ground, something that's increasingly hard to do in the current polarized climate. Working with Eastwood showed that even with different political views, mutual respect and professionalism can still shine through. Presidential Medal of Freedom. One of the biggest moments of Tom's life was receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in the United States. In 2016, President Barack Obama awarded Hanks the medal for his contributions to the arts and his advocacy for veterans and democracy. During the ceremony, Obama praised Hanks for his ability to tell stories that unite people and reflect the best of humanity. For Hanks, receiving the medal was not just a professional honor, but a personal one. It was a moment that acknowledged his deep love for the country and his belief in its core values of justice, freedom, and equality. The medal also recognized Hanks' efforts to use his platform for good, whether through his films or his political activism. Beyond the big screen. Beyond Tom Hanks' well-known political views about Trump, there are other moments where he has expressed strong opinions. For instance, back in 2004, he felt that John Kerry's vision aligned with the direction America needed to go. So, he publicly backed him during the election. 4 years later, he found similar hope in Barack Obama, praising him as a leader who could bring much-needed change to the country.
I'm Tom Hanks, and I want Barack Obama to be the next president of our country.
It wasn't just about the candidates, though. It was about a bigger belief in compassionate and fair leadership that puts the people first. Tom has always spoken out about issues that matter to him, and healthcare is one of those. He's been a strong advocate for universal healthcare, firmly believing that healthcare should be a right for all, not just for those who can afford it. He has voiced how the strength of a nation can be measured by how it treats its most vulnerable citizens, which reflects his larger belief in fairness and equality. In recent years, he's shared his deep disappointment in the political landscape, particularly after the January 6th Capitol riots. To him, this event was a stark betrayal of democracy and the values that America stands for. But even in these difficult times, he remains optimistic. He's always believed that America has faced dark periods before and managed to pull through stronger than ever. Conclusion. Hanks has clearly increasingly become a vocal advocate for democratic values, whether it's through interviews, speeches, or even his social media presence. The actor has consistently called for Americans to come together, respect one another, and protect the institutions that make democracy possible. But now, he's worried about the next generation and what kind of country they'll inherit. Will it be one of respect and unity, or will it be fractured and divided? This is the central question of our time. But if the next generations are anything like Tom Hanks, then our country will be in good hands, and their stewardship of our nation will indeed be a stronger and more perfect union.